Second half of Manly and Parramatta underway. Off the boot of Krishnan Inu. Not deep by any means, and Brent Kite comes back to the 20-metre line. These two sides, they played a 22-all draw, I think it was, when the last game was played here at Cumberland Oval prior to the construction of this wonderful rugby league arena back in 1981. I still remember broadcasting that game sitting on a card table, sitting at a card table on the sideline. As Monahan goes down that left side and links up with Michael Robertson, who will play the ball 5 or 6 metres away from the halfway line. Into the hands of Matt Orford. Des Hasler would have been impressing upon his team at halftime, I'm sure, as the halftime report will tell. You've had little possession. You're only behind by 10. That's not a big margin in the modern game.
Well, for me, the key stat in that first half was tackled inside the opposition 25 times. Parramatta were close to the Manly line. Manly only had 2 sets of 6 down the other end, 9 tackles, yet came up with 2 tries. If they can dominate field position, get up the other end of the field, they've got the points in them, there's no doubt about it.
Gee, that was a good tackle again by Watmo. And it was on Moi. He's an awesome sight running at you. I'd hate to be in front of him. I think I'd find somewhere to hide. But Watmo made a lovely tackle on him, stopping him in his tracks as Finch kicks the ball down. Couldn't have got it more precisely onto the chest of Brett Stewart. This was Moi, that was Watmo. There's not much of him, but he is a tough cookie. Now Matai, who's had a checkered passage. There's Watmo. Just near the halfway line, they put it through the hands for Hicks to the halfway line. And the play the ball is bad, but it's a penalty. It's against the marker. There's the attack for both clubs. And there's not much in it to say about 30 points in favour of Manly. It's on the other stat that Manly have got the big advantage. They've scored more than 100 points than Parramatta.
Well, Parramatta did their best to keep that in the field of play, even though they touched it. He was already out, according to the referee and touch judge. So a wonderful touch finder.
So Bryant goes to Kite, and Kite is brought down 3 metres out from the line. Now Monahan. Back for Jamie Lyon. Runners going everywhere. Menzies.
Great tackle, Tahoe.
Close to the line. Very, very close to the line, as a matter of fact, as Monahan sweeps it away. For Lyon to go back to Orford to go to Watmo. And Watmo is tackled. So Jamie Lyon back to Orford. Orford goes wide, a bouncing ball for Stephen Bell, and Bell passes at the line. Stewart gives it on. Bryant runs with the ball. One-handed offload to Watmo. Watmo fends and fends, gets it away. It's come from Monahan. It's bounced over to Menzies. He's got Jamie Lyon with him. Menzies for the line. Try, is it? Is it a try for Beaver Menzies?
Well, the referee was right there. He was right on the spot, but he's gone to the video referee, which would lead us to think he's got some element of doubt. Now, the ball has squirted loose of his chest and upper arm into the bottom of the arm. What do we say about this? There it is. It's come loose. Arm on it. I think that's downward pressure.
I think there's some flesh always in contact with it, and Bill Harrigan agrees with that. So another try to this prolific scorer of 4-pointers, Stephen Menzies.
And again, only their 3rd set of 6 in the opposition territory, and they've come up with points. Menzies nearly scored on his last touch. He's a real try scorer. Just the leg drive and the lunge, gets himself in between defenders, reaches out. Smith looked for the ball, can't get it. The master gets it down. Manly are back in the game.
As Orford sets himself, hits it sweetly, and another 2 points to Manly. The gap has been reduced by the visitors to 4 points. Restart of the match at 18-14 in favour of Parramatta. 5 minutes gone, second half. Manly, as they did at the top of the game, got a try very early on. Here's Watmo running free down the left-hand side of the ground, and Brett Finch eventually making the tackle. I thought for a moment he might have had a second go at him. It's Matai with the ball now, and Steve Matai to play it. 8 metres short of halfway. Again, he gets up gingerly. Matai, he can hardly straighten that head up. He's really suffering from this neck problem that he incurred early in the game. Bryant, Orford, Menzies. Menzies a big dummy, but Hindmarsh rides him into the ground with Tim Smith. There's Matai, and you can see there's some discomfort there at all times for him. This kick is down into the corner, and Jared Hayne, he does a couple of paces in mid-air, which takes him obviously nowhere. So Parramatta with the ball back near their own try line. Ball played by Inu. Now it's away for Chad Robinson, and Chad Robinson is met by Monahan and Menzies.
Well, in the couple of sets that Manly have had in this second half, they've got off their own line very easily. Parramatta, on the other hand, that's 4 tackles against an offload from Hindmarsh finds Mateo. They're doing it much tougher.
Mateo then is able to bounce away from Brent Kite, and he's run over towards young Jamie Lyon. He's pulled down just inside the 30-metre line. 18-14 in favour of Parramatta, with Moy again running at Monahan. 5th tackle gone for Parramatta as they come off their 30-metre line off the boot of Tim Smith. It's going down towards Chris Hicks and Andrew Voss sideline.
You had a quick chat with the Manly doctor, Ray, about Steve Matai. He's happy enough for him to stay out there. Look, there's no structural damage or anything greatly serious, but the stiffness is setting in the neck for Steve, which is causing all the inconvenience. And by the way, centre opposite rather, Ben Smith, struggling with a wrist injury for Parramatta, but likewise the Eels happy to keep him out there.
Orford drifting across the back of the ruck and picking up Brent Kite, and Kite is 9 metres into Parramatta's territory. A gang tackle by Parramatta. It's gone away to Glenn Stewart, and Stewart runs at Robinson and Tim Smith, and he will be forced to play the ball just outside the 30-metre line, Parramatta's end of the park. And Manly, every time they visit down here, they come back with points. It's a high shot on Nathan Hindmarsh. A high shot from him on Michael Monahan. Orford, the skipper, is going to shoot for touch. And kicking it towards the Ken Thornett stand side of the ground. Team 2, Manly. Team 3, Parramatta. And Kite is able to reel away before being pulled down 5 away from the Parramatta line. Monahan from dummy half was held by Moy and Hindmarsh. Nathan. Orford gets into dummy half. Sweeps it long and away to Brett Stewart, who then dummies and then comes back to Hindmarsh, who's pulled the jumper over his head, and a blinded Brett Stewart will play the ball. 10 away from the line. Back to Monahan, then to Lyon. Inside, Glenn Stewart is running with it. And Stewart to play it, held down in the tackle by Nathan Hindmarsh. Monahan towards the uprights to Orford, and Orford taken by Mateo. Watmo comes back to the uprights. Brent Kite, surely, Brent Kite, has he got it down? No, I don't know. And neither does the referee.
Well, he was going to get it down, no doubt, and then he was stopped. And then he swung around somehow under plenty of attention, and he too, like Steve Menzies, is not sure. He comes back this way inside the defenders, and there's no way knowing whether you can see whether the ball has made the line or not from that shot.
Ref's call.
Try.
A try is given by Tony Archer for Brent Kite's effort. It's 18 points all.
And this is what I've been saying about the Parramatta side all season and the challenge they face today. to grind out a win over 80 minutes. They looked terrific in the first half when they had a lot of possession. But in the opening stanza of this second half, the Manly big boys have put the challenge there, and Parramatta have been found wanting.
And Matt Orford is again about to put his side in front. They led early. They'll now lead just early in the second half. Orford converts 20-18.
Bringing it back, running off Jamie Lyon and playing it 18 metres out from his own line. Here's Menzies, upended by Riddell in the 9 and PJ Marsh in the 14, so both the dummy halves are still there. And this is Glenn Stewart who'll play at this time. 20 metres in from the western side grandstand, and it is with Stephen Bell who gets it to about 7 metres from halfway. Monahan feigned to pass and then sprinted, and he's tackled by Nathan Hindmarsh. But here comes Manly again. Orford inside the 30, gets it to Robertson. Oh, good take by Jared Hayes. That was not easy.
That was a miracle take. That's a miracle take. Watch this. At full speed, mind you. The kick back in third. He misses that. It's a try. Half volley, picks it up. Brilliant stuff.
20-metre line for Parramatta there for growth, and now they go to Jared Hayne, who skips away from a couple and tries to run between the forwards. Interchange. Parramatta's Michael Hagan has used it 6.
You're holding down after
Hasler has used it. That's Des. He's used it 5, and the penalty is against Manly for holding down. The similarity between the start of the second half and the start of the game, quite remarkable. Manly went down there and scored twice at the 3rd and 15th minute, and now they've gone down there and scored at the 4th and 10th minute of the second half. So Parramatta, their turn to ask the questions, and Cannings is back on in 17. 30-metre line, play back to Marsh. The 18 is Haraki. Haraki to the 20-metre line just in front of him. Marsh, Hayne, then Finch. Now back for Hindmarsh from brother to brother, and Ian is with it. 17 on. Third tackle gone for Parramatta. Finch again. Nathan Hindmarsh jolted in the tackle by Watmough. Holds him at bay. Finch gets it on. Tim Smith is with it. Gives the pass back to Hayne. Hayne puts in a kick. He runs around. Mark Orford doesn't force it. And eventually Hicks has to kick it over the dead ball.
Well, he did it all himself there, Jared Hayne. Nice offload on the far side from Nathan Hindmarsh to get some second phase going. The no-look pass here from Tim Smith in a moment. With the tongue out. That filled the opposition.
It might get a job in the haka.
But he was kicking for himself here, Hayne, and Stewart didn't gather it in. And eventually pushed dead. Slow restart.
Doesn't Shane Warne do that to the batsman when he runs into bowl? Gives her a bit of a poke of the tongue and tries to get their attention off the job.
Orford's kick is not good. It's screwed off the boot. And the 18 goes back with it, Haraki. So 30 metres out, middle of the ground, and PJ Marsh delivers for Cannings. Cannings plays the ball. It's come away to Tim Smith. Riddell with a run. And Riddell is tackled 9 metres out from the line. Parramatta attacking. A chance to grab the lead back. Ian Hindmarsh. Bad 2 tries this year so far. Marsh for Tim Smith, had it, lost it. Riddell, it's away for Tahu. Brilliant play for Inu. Inu is in, but it's under investigation.
Oh, it's a brilliant finish as well. Left hand from Inu, one-handed. I think they can be fairly confident about this. We're a long way away up here in the commentary box, but it did look as though he has finished beautifully, despite the fact that the corner post has gone down. Took advantage of the overlap they created. Inu up against line, reaches out one hand, beautiful.
the defence, it looked like there's the juggle, and the defence stopped. See Jamie Lyon stop. He stopped. That planted the feet of the centre, Bell, and all of a sudden Hinton found himself 2-on-1, and it just got there quicker than they thought it would. They all stopped and planted the feet when Smith juggled the ball. Unintentional, but it's ended up being a beauty. Nice pass by Tar.
It's high enough, it's long enough, it's straight between the posts, Frank. Look at Growth steamrolling his way back to the 20-metre line. So, as I said just a few moments ago, the similarity between this game in half one and half two is now becoming rather scary. Manly went bang, bang, and then Parramatta went bang, and that's exactly what they've done again. Riddell through one, met by Stephen Bell. 5 metres on the Parramatta side of halfway. Marsh running across to link up with Hauraki. So 3 or 4 metres into Manly's territory, and Tim Smith, he couldn't have put it better for Michael Robertson, who runs across to link up with Brett Stewart. Brett Stewart is away. He's looking for 63, but he's pulled down by Hayne. Great young players in an exhibition of rugby league there. Now Monahan, then for Menzies, beats Tahu, gets it to Bell. 20 out from the Parramatta line. What about that? Stewart and Hayne, one-on-one. Glenn Stewart, 10 away. Hicks to the left, a dummy, and then he gives it to Orphan. Now Stewart gets it away, and Jamie Lyon, he'll celebrate like no other celebration in his career.
Well, he might say that a little bit later. He knows there's a long way to go in this game, but Lyon, as he did in the round 1 clash, or the first time they met in round 9, got a try. They don't come off their line far enough, Parramatta. They slide too close to their line, and it makes it easy for opposition attacks. But we go back to the Brett Stewart break. Coming back at that angle, sliding through the tackle, and then it's a foot race. Look at Growth coming from behind. Hayne, Stewart, 3 of the very quick men of the competition. And then after a couple of rucks, see they're going back on their line, and Brett Stewart attracts 2, puts Lyon through a gap. We have a conversion attempt coming up to again put the visitors in front.
That's a lovely try. With Maddai off, I'm just wondering if Jamie Lyon has actually moved to that left centre position for the rest of the day. You'll enjoy that, Jamie Lyon. Still 20 minutes to go on the clock. It was beautiful play from the other end of the field. I want to show you after this kick what Manly are working on there when their wingers come to link up in the middle of the field. Talk to you a little bit about the Parramatta kick chase, but Orford with an important one. We're locked up at 24. Love to nudge them at front at this stage.
Orford. 12 in from touch. 18 out. On its way, looks good. Put down the glasses. There's another 2 points to Manly. The visitors lead by 2.
This is about the 3rd or 4th time today that Manly have worked the ball from sideline back to the middle of field on play 1 to pick up the fullback up the middle. And that's because the Parramatta forwards don't chase down the middle. They chase well on the outside, but all the wingers have zeroed back towards the middle of the field to pick up their fullback. And that time it got pay dirt. 2 tackles later they scored. Brilliant play, great coaching.
This crowd, I just saw the figures go through on the scoreboard, just over 20,000. Andrew Voss sideline.
Well, one group of supporters is going to go home unhappy at some stage, but right at the moment they're absolutely loving the contest. Probably don't care if it goes through to 6 or 7 o'clock tonight. Real cauldron atmosphere. Ben Ikin beside me. Who wins it from here?
Well, I couldn't pick a winner coming into the contest. It's even harder now, 20 minutes out. But field position is going to be all important, which means completing sets and a good kicking game. Both teams have proven if they can get at the right end of the field, they can score points. But if the home crowd's got anything to do with it, I'm going to go the Eels.
Bryant playing the ball, and it's with Kite, who comes back to the middle of the ruck and throws a dummy.
He's been great today, Brent Kite. Really strong in the middle.
Monahan, a short side play for Orford to look for the line, and Jared Hayne is going to... No, he's going to have to play it. He's got a bit of work to do. Oh, Jamie Lyon, great chase. He never gave up. He persisted, and he's brought up a line dropout.
What about this kick and the bounce of the ball? It looked like, for all money, like it was going to go out. And then tippy toes along the sideline. Lyon chased just in case and come up with a great grab. That's going out. Takes a right-hand turn, comes back in field. Jared Hayne says, oh, no.
That could be the biggest play of the game. Because Parramatta look more likely to concede what, in the context of this game, would be the softer try, although they get a pretty good bounce and a restart here. The crowd claiming that pass from Brent Kite has gone forward to Mark Bryant, and it's been ruled that way by the touch judge.
Well, the touch judge stood still. The crowd got on his case and wasn't going to let him miss it. I doubt they'd yell as loud if it was a Parramatta go, but the touch judge on this side of the field...
He won't have any trouble getting away from the ground today, though.
No,
they'll let him out.
They'll let his car out. Let's have a look at it. Oh, that's nice. What can you say?
Well, basically you're saying that the touch judge is a bad judge. But he was standing right on top of it. Our camera is at a bit of an angle. Here is Anu running off Tahu. Doing well to recover, really, and stay in the field of play. Tahu struggling to play the ball. It's got to be a penalty. Tony Archer's run out of patience against Brett Stewart, the full back. 26 plays 24. The number of times these two clubs have come together and finished close together is just incredible.
Well, according to the game to go, we've already had 4 lead changes, and I think these might have been the first 2 clubs ever to play Golden Point, weren't they, at Brookie?
What about that for a kick? He was 2 metres in from touch, and I reckon he's going 30 metres. That was an outstanding.
Cannings running at Brent Kite and Michael, or Williamson, I should say. Luke Williamson. It's gone over to Finch now. Throws the dummy, tries to get the arms free. They're saying a knock on. Manly, that is. Nathan Hindmarsh, PJ Marsh. Then he shows it back and gives it to Tim Smith. He spears it to Tahu. It's gone to Inu, but it's gone forward. Manly will get the ball.
Oh, big decision here by the winger. The winger did really well. It's Bell who was playing out wide to make a decision. That wasn't Hicks, who came in to put some pressure on and made Tahu rush that pass. We're down to the nitty-gritty now. 16 minutes left on the clock. 2 points the difference.
Hey, Jim. Ball it, mate. Ball it. Ball it.
20 metres away from the Manly line. Bryant, the big front row forward, standing out of the scrum. Rugby League's one community today, Young Care, whose mission is to provide dignified and relevant lifestyles for young people with high care needs. There's the website for you. And it is with Brent Kite, who brings it back to the 40-metre line from Manly. Their own 40-metre line. Monahan allowed to run because there basically was no marker defence as the tiredness starts to take over. Now Jamie Lyon, little kick through. Hayne, oh, a little bubble. He takes the tackle of Williamson and Robertson.
Oh, some tough kicks to contain for Jared Hayne in the last couple of minutes, and Afamasaga is out there for Manly for the last 15 minutes of this game. He's actually a former Parramatta player as well, a Rookie of the Year one season. It's Hindmarsh. Tracks 3 at the wrong end of the field for his team.
15 minutes of the game remaining as Riddell slams it up, and he's taken by Stewart and Menzies. Ben Ikin's sideline.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I think Tim Smith has turned into quite the polished performance. If there was one criticism I had of his game, it was always that there was a huge difference between his best and his worst. But he's turned into quite the consistent performer, and he's having a whale of a game today.
Here's the kick by Finch, which isn't going to worry anybody. It went straight to Stewart. And they're on their own 40-metre line, Manly. Menzies is folded around to the left with Stephen Bell, and Bell is the runner. He runs at the Hindmarsh brothers, Ian and Nathan, and they put him down with some help from Aaron Kennings. Now it's Orford coming from left to work on the right with Glenn Stewart, and Glenn is tackled right on halfway. 26-24 the score. And it's Athamassaga, who played 11 games, first-grade games for Parramatta between 04 and 05. Now it's Chris Hicks up to the 30-metre line for Manly. Manly leading by 2 points inside the 15-minute point of the game. And it's on the boot of Orford. And gross. Gross. Was simply great. And now March. And PJ is tackled 12 away.
Earlier in his career, Eric Graith would have been very suspect under that kind of high ball, but he's matured as Cannings takes it forward. The beauty is that both of these sides will play finals football. Today, if Manly win, they can open up an 8-point gap to Parramatta in third position, and obviously get closer to Melbourne, just 2 behind with the minor premiership in mind. Parramatta can open up a 4-point gap, possibly, depending on tomorrow night's game between the Cowboys and the Tigers.
5 tackles down. Good run by Nathan Hindmarsh. The tackle on Hauraki hurt him. Now that kick was better. At least it's making Manly's back men, the custodians, making them do something. Hicks is tackled after a good chase by Ian Hindmarsh and Mark Riddell. Here's Steve Bell bogging down back on the 20-metre line. 26-24. At the 67th minute of the game, Manly and Parramatta, Manly leading with Menzies. Manly bunching as they come away from their 30-metre line with Glenn Stewart, a gritty run.
They look the fresher, Parramatta, for some reason. I think all that possession in the first half is really starting to tell. Manly struggling to get out of their own half of the field will need a good kick and chase. Orford's playing the ball. Monahan
made the tackle on Orford, flying through the air, and that is going to find the line. Sunday football on Channel 9. Watching Manly playing Parramatta, and Manly with a 2-point break. Next Friday night, of course, Parramatta back on your screens in another one of the big clashes that we've come to expect with the Bulldogs at Telstra Stadium. 7:30 live, Dogs and Eels next Friday. Scrum 12 metres away from the Parramatta line. Smith passing to Tahu, and his centre partner Ben Smith looking to run a decoy as Hindmarsh puts the fend up on Watmo, and Watmo hangs onto a collar and pulls him down. Now Hindmarsh has lost the ball. Here's a chance for Manly. Nathan can't believe the ruling.
Well, he needs to be careful he doesn't get penalised here. He's walked away now. Well, he's just kicked. I know there's a player lying in the area there, Anthony Watmo. But again, the referee's got to have the discretion as to whether the man had time to move.
Growth had no doubts about what caused the problem. Now Brett Finch has got some blood below the left eye. He's been told to go behind the play.
First cut, mate. Brett, you can go out the back of the trainer, mate. First cut, mate. Take him out the back.
This is a crucial time to be sending a player to the back for blood bin treatment. The scrum will be won by Manly.
Michael Hagan has just made a couple of quick interchanges too.
So a great chance. Finch is under the treatment of a trainer, and he's on the blind side, but they've come open. Menzies tackled on the 30-metre line. Finch is getting back into the line. Now it's with Glenn Stewart, and Stewart is tackled 20 metres away from the Parramatta line. 26 plays 24. Manly in charge. Cuthbertson flicking it out the back. Stewart fumbled it backwards, then tackled, gets it away to Athamassaga, and Athamassaga 23 away from the line to play it to Brett Stewart, who dummies and goes. almost to the 10-metre line to be tackled by Moy and Robinson. Alford is when the ball goes out. Stewart goes further. Out to Menzies. Menzies beats Hayne. Gets it to Hicks. Hicks is taken in a two-man Parramatta tackle on the 5th tackle. So Monahan sweeps it to Alford. Puts a kick in. Played out by Parramatta. Knocked on by Parramatta. Then you get another shot. Nathan Hindmarsh tried to make a catch. It slips. And he's put it down.
Okay, here we are, inside the last 10. 2 points the difference. Hindmarsh will play at this ball, and he'll knock it on in the attempt to retrieve it. Parramatta have got to defend to win. They've got to give themselves a chance on the scoreboard by at least keeping Manly out. This will be their 3rd opportunity, Manly, in as many minutes. Parramatta need to repel them here to win the game.
Alford there to Jamie Lyon. Running at the short side defence. The ball comes back to Robertson. He'll play it 2 metres from the corner post. Anthony Watmoe takes Cuthbertson with him. And he's held up and forced back by the big Parramatta forwards. Monahan to Alford. A handoff to Glenn Stewart. And he's met by Chad Robinson and Fui Moy.
Numbers to the left if they can get it quickly.
Monahan does exactly what Stello said. Alford to Stewart to Lyon. And Jamie Lyon has scored his 2nd try.
Obstruction.
They're looking at obstruction, but it looks like 30 points plays 24.
And Jamie Lyon gets his 2nd. As we mentioned before the game, a big return left here after playing just 1 game to start the 2004 season. The cutout play helped to Alford. A 2nd-man play again. I can't see any obstruction that impeded any defenders that were going to make a play at all. I just think they took advantage of the superior troops on that side, Manly, and did it with great precision.
I think Brett Finch tried to make it look like an obstruction, but it won't be. Manly will hit the front. And the grind and the grit of this team that just keep coming at you is starting to take its toll. I don't know if Parramatta can turn the tide here in the latter stages of the game. Jamie Lyon, number 2.
This is to win the game, this conversion kick of this try from Lyon, who has played on that left side in the centre since Steve Maddai has left. The good news for Matt Alford is that his last kick wasn't too dissimilar to this one, again for a Lyon try. That was to put the team in front. This, in my opinion, to win the game.
6-point ball game with the shot to come from Alford. I told you earlier, in their last 10 matches, the Eagles have conceded at an average of 6 points in the 2nd half. How many points do you think Parramatta has scored in the 2nd half? 6. Alford from 10 in. 20 out. Hits it. No, beautiful kick again from the little number 7. Alford takes them out to 32-24.
And you see a shot there of the coach, Des Hasler. His opposing coach this afternoon, Michael Hagan. They were up against each other at State of Origin years ago as players. Both rose to great heights as players and now doing a wonderful job coaching teams as Cuthbertson. There's not a lot of game time. Almost makes it to the 20.
Cuthbertson played the ball and Atha-Masaga hunches over and tries to burrow his way through to the 30-metre line. I had a friend of mine suggesting to me this morning that he hadn't yet been convinced that Manly were the real deal. My response was, well, are Parramatta? And I think the answer to his question is yes, Manly are the real deal. It's a big effort to come out here in front of this crowd and trailed by, what was it, 10 at half-time. Atha-Masaga thrusting it back. Brett Stewart goes for the pedal. He's tackled 10 metres into Parramatta's territory. 5th tackle gone. 32 plays 24. Alford plugging it into the corner. And that's Inu who's back there watching it and putting Well, making sure that it goes dead. Andrew on the sideline.
Yeah, Ray, I don't know too much about tarot cards, but I think there's a destiny card, and it's interesting with Jamie Lyon. He's only come up with the 2 tries playing left centre. The only reason he's out at left centre was because Steve Maddai went from the field with that neck injury. It's quite possible if Maddai stays out there, Lyon comes up tryless today, but just being the big event, coming back to Parramatta, he's come up with the tries. It's as if it was meant to be.
Riddell, a strong effort. Tim Smith, a quick pass. Chad Robinson runs. And they're 40 metres out from their own line, but it's looking ominous for the Eels. Finch, short and down low for Mateo. One-handed for Finch, and Finch almost breaks through. Second phase play. Inu was with the ball. One of the real crowd pleasers in this game today. 30 away from the line. Down the short side, Nathan Hindmarsh with the arm free. There it is for Ben Smith. Long for Finch and short for Marsh. Marsh a dummy, end of sprint, and PJ is short by a centimetre.
What a save.
So Parramatta trying to get back into it. Tim Smith, it's a rebound, it's still there. It's forced by Manly.
Knock on.
What a save. What a save. Brett Stewart. Look at this. He's certain to score. Brett Stewart round the ankles. Chris Hicks over the top. He looks certain to score.
Now, the Parramatta players are claiming that the kick that went through that hit the pad wasn't knocked on, and they were claiming a line dropout. It's not going to make any difference now. This is the kick. Hits the big pad, comes back. Ben Smith goes through it, hits his leg. He doesn't knock on.
No, that's a line dropout.
After Masaga comes in, should have been a line dropout.
Well, that's the way I saw it when calling it. It was still alive to be forced because it came off the legs of Ben Smith. There was never a knock on. It's a huge mistake to be made at this point in the game or any point in the game.
Well, look, you know, we go upstairs for a lot of different things. Is that call there, after having time to view it, less important than some that we do through the course of a match?
Menzies will play the ball. 15 metres out. The point being that had Ben Smith turned around and put a hand on the football, it would have been a Parramatta try, but he would have denied it. He would have denied it because he was of the opinion it was a knock-on.
No,
here's Williamson losing the ball.
We'd have gone upstairs and it would have been a try.
There you go. Now it's with Hindmarsh. Out to Finch. Finch is with the ball. 22 away from the line. Parramatta down by 8. Attacking late in the game. 12 out from the line, tackle 3. Played by Mateo. Riddell for Moi. And Fui Moi is tackled 3 metres from the line. Played back to PJ Marsh. Tim Smith out to Tamana Tahu. And Menzies hangs on with Bell. And Glenn Stewart. Tackle 5. Ball being played to Riddell. Back deep for Tim Smith. The kick goes across towards Growth. He bats it down behind Marsh. He'll have a kick, will he? No, he throws the pass. It's on the ground for Williamson. Manly's football. Watmore driving it outside the 20-metre line. 3 minutes to go, and 8 points the margin. Played by Watmore for Robertson to pass to Glenn Stewart. 30 out from the Manly line. Monahan, Menzies running at Tim Smith and Chad Robinson. 40-metre line for Manly now. They're almost home. Menzies slow. Bryant towards halfway. Almost an impossibility for Parramatta now. Orphan tried to get down behind Hayne, who's playing wing, and Inu is playing full back.
They picked up a little bit of a shoulder problem earlier, Jared Hayne. Christian Inu has been back at fullback for quite a while now. They are, well, they're not running out of time. They have run out of time, Parramatta. Mateo flicks one back on the inside, kept alive. Inu again gets it. And Need to come left here with an attacking rate straight away.
30 metres away from their own line. Robinson back for Finch, and Finch tries to put Riddell through. Riddell taken down by Monahan, whose tackles now up in the mid-20s. And Hindmarsh taken by Kite 40 metres out. PJ Marsh to the right, comes back across the back of the ruck to Mateo, and a one-hander and a kick by Riddell, and stacks on the mill, but it's Manly with Stewart's ball.
We saved him again. What a game he's had, Brett Stewart.
Just over 1 minute to go. Stephen Bell beating one, taken by Moi and Marsh.
Yeah, from the back to the front, they've been great, Manly. The fullback, Brett Stewart, absolutely superb. All the way through to Brent Kite, who I think's been the best forward on the field. There's the dummy from Stewart, gets him in behind the defence, offloads, finds Robertson.
Robertson, who opened the account for Manly in the 3rd minute of today's entertainment. Monahan's kick, it won't find touch either. Chrisman Inu comes out from the in goal, and he beats one but not the second. 32 plays 24. Finch goes wide to Growth, and Growth pulled down just beyond the 20-metre line. One-handed pick up by Finch. It's gone to Ben Smith. Manly 9 times have trailed at half-time. Today they've come back to win for the 6th time. Growth. 7 or 8 metres his own side of halfway. Tim Smith rifling it to Marsh, giving it on to Riddell, floating it on to Hayne, knocked down by Manly. Siren in the background, 6 more tackles. Williamson comes up with the football for the final time. Tremendous afternoon of rugby league. It's a 32-24 win. Brett Stewart, the Manly fullback, is the brute impact man of the match.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation for the National